It's officially fall. The seasonality of the market we're starting to see, plus just crazy things happening in the world. We're talking about the latest numbers in the Atlanta real estate market. We're doing it right now. Let's do it. Hey, if you're new to this channel, you want to know everything there is to know about living, working, playing, and breathing all things Atlanta and the metro Atlanta area and the latest numbers in the real estate market, then hit that subscription button, tap that notification bell so you can be the first to know about everything that's going on here in Atlanta, Georgia. My name is Jonathan McCoy, and I'm getting calls, texts, and emails from people just like you looking to make that smooth transition here to Atlanta, Georgia. Absolutely love it. So whether you're making the move right now, a month from now, or a year from now, give me a call, shoot me a text, send me an email. I'd love to talk with you more about purchasing a home here in Atlanta, Georgia. Well, the latest numbers are in for the real estate market, and we're going to dive into them in just a second. But not showing in these numbers are what just happened last week, which is another big jump in the interest rates. We, for a quick time, saw it above 8%. I just got a family quoted at a 10% conventional loan down at 7.625%. So they are still pretty high when it comes to interest rates. I think that 8%, just for that quick jump up, definitely saw a little bit of hesitation for buyers out there, which makes sense. And also we're seeing, I think, a 27-year low in the number of mortgage applications for lenders. So definitely hitting a lull. But again, this happens lots of times this time of year. I'm going to show you with some numbers. So let's jump into it right now. All right, so we're actually starting with the 6 months trend here. This is what's happened over the last 6 months here in Metro Atlanta. So our latest numbers are from September. We look at the active number of homes is now up to 7,273, and the pending is down to 4,194. We see over the term of the last 6 months that the number of actives have gone up, pending has gone down. This follows along with seasonality. We know that the peak lots of times happens in June, July area, and we start to see it, the market slow down come September. Now we know we've been going through a pretty slow market here anyways. Again, inventory low, not a lot of buyers. Really a lot of people are just wanting to stay in place right now, because even though the jobs number just came out, which is the reason why interest rates went exploding this last Friday, so there are a lot of people getting jobs. But I think there's just a lot of people that just don't know what's going on, especially with the war that's now happening over in Israel and Palestine areas. So just, like I said, craziness kind of happening with the world. And a lot of people, when stuff starts to get shaky, they want to stay still. So we'll see what happens here. But I'm going to show you some numbers, at least for September, that, again, seasonality is just going to shine brightly here. Pending ratio is down to 36.6%, so only 36.6% of the homes that are on the market are actually under contract, ready to sell. So still homes are sitting for a bit, but not too crazy. Number of solds down to 2,952. Distressed homes, we're still below 1% at 0.9% here, so nothing too crazy. Failed listings at 30.3%. So 30% roughly of the listings that went on the market when people were trying to sell did not sell, and their listing contract terminated. Now, some of these go back on the market. Sometimes people just stay still and wait for the market to change until they relist. Months of supply is down, or is up now to 2.5 months. So we did jump 0.5 months from August to September. Again, not unusual for this time period right now. Again, not too crazy of a number. Definitely is interesting to see October, November, see what this big jump in interest rates are going to do with the number of buyers. But again, we're definitely hitting a lull here. Median original list price is $457,412. But the more important number is the median sales price. We're at $445,000. The houses out there, the median list to sales price ratio, we're looking at 98.2%. So the median out there, 98.2% of whatever is being listed, that's the price that they're selling for. And days on market up to 21 days. All this still very much showing a seller's market. It has not come close to changing. Now, a number of people out there may be really panicking right now. And my question to you is, did you panic last year? And I ask that because, yeah, some interest rates were going high and some people were stepping out, but I don't think there was the panic as there is this year. But I'm going to show you a chart comparing last year to this year, and you're going to see there's going to be a lot here that's dead on. Look at the pending ratio, 36.6%, 36.6%. So the number of homes under contract versus the ones that are selling, same percentage here. Yeah, the actives are lower, the pendings are lower, but we've known this for the whole year that there's less buyers and there's less sellers right now. But it's interesting to see the pending ratio right on. Look at the failed number of listings. Same thing, pretty close together. Solds is definitely down. And then, but with all that said, look at the sales price. We've had a 4% increase in sales price from last year to this year when you look at the median. So last year we're at 428, this year we're at 445,000. If you put in inflation in here, really we're breaking even when it comes to inflation versus how much the prices of homes gone up. So even though the actual value of homes have gone up, the real value of the homes pretty much stayed the same. Listed sales price ratio is pretty close, and look at days on market, 21 days, 21 days. So once again, we're seeing this seasonality, and this is matching up pretty perfect from last year to this year. Yep, we're at a higher interest rate. I did jump on and see like what were the interest rates last year, and they were in the, depending on when in September you hit, like 6.5. So yeah, I mean, for the most part, we're like 1% higher. We've been around 7.5 for the most part, especially in September. Again, we did have that jump up, but hopefully we're going to see a tick down. All right, supplies of inventory is always good to see here. And in supplies of inventory, we're at 2.5 months. You can see here still very much a seller's market all the way to the 2 million range. We are starting to see a little increase in all the way up to 900,000 plus 3.4 months of inventory. And then we get into a buyer's market once we hit over 2 million. But in that sweet spot here where a lot of buyers are, we're hovering in that 2.1 to 2.4 range here for months of inventory. What's likely going to happen is you'll start to see a downtick in the number of actives, then the number of pendings and sold. It'll probably come up a little bit once we get the like November numbers. Maybe October numbers will show this a little bit, and then December numbers sort of, and then they'll drop back down some, but again, that's seasonality. So anytime we get near the holiday seasons, they're going to drop. But for the most part, I mean, we're kind of right on where I thought we'd be. The biggest thing to keep an eye on, again, is the interest rates with surprising job numbers and what's happening around the world. Those are going to be big influencers, so we shall see. I know a lot of people out there are just looking for single-family detached homes, but townhome and condo market doesn't get hit with seasonality as much, so I think it's a really good thing to look at to kind of see what's happening in the market without as much effect on seasonality. And I'm going to show some interesting numbers here in just a second. But if we compare it to last year, we can see actives are up some, pendings are down some, but not as drastic of a measure. Solds are down a little bit, but right here, months of inventory has jumped from 1.7 to 2.4. Sales price actually for townhomes and condos is 7.5% higher than the single family detached. And again, I've kind of shared this theory before. I think a few more people have jumped into townhomes and condos because they're a little bit more affordable, which has caused a little bit more of an increase in price in those types of homes than they have single family detached. Days on market pretty similar to last year, so 17 to 18 days. But here's the interesting thing. So we're going to look at this 6 months trend here. You can take a look at all these numbers. I kind of share them month over month. We see months of supplies have gone up from 1.8 now to 2.4. So again, there's some seasonality here, but look at the median sales price. I found this one interesting. Pretty much except for June, where we had this jump in 365. Look at this, 350, 350, 349, which I'll round up to 350, 350,000, and once again, 349, 450, which is roughly 350,000. So this 350,000 price range, except for that month of June, has pretty much stayed the same. So that was a fascinating number to me that this definitely looks like the peak right now when it comes to the median price of for condos and townhomes here. And look how the original list price has changed with that. We were a little higher, and now look how it's dropped down in the median list prices. Now agents and sellers have kind of seen this leveling out, and so they started leveling out their prices. So fascinating there with the townhomes and condos. It's an area where you can see people are pretty good about listing what they're probably going to sell for. So just thought that was an interesting trend here. I think we can maybe start seeing a capping out and a topping off of home prices here in Atlanta for the at least foreseeable future until rates drop a decent amount. If rates continue to go up, I think we will start to see a lowering in price, not just the flattening out, but the lowering until those rates come back down. So it might be, spring of next year before we see the rates. I know that that's what they're predicting now, but then again, this is the same people that predicted that by the end of this year, we would have rates, in the 6s or 5s even. And obviously that hasn't happened. So take it with a grain of salt of what they're predicting, but we shall see. Just real quick, looking at month supply of inventory for townhomes and condos, you can see here still a seller's market all the way up to 900,000. Jump above that, it's pretty much a buyer's market, except for this weird number here of $1 to $1.5 million homes. But again, once you get to really expensive townhomes and condos, these 1 million plus, you start to see some really weird fluctuations in numbers. With all that said, we've looked at the numbers, so is now the right time for you to buy or sell? And the answer is you need to buy and sell whenever it's best for you to buy and sell. Sometimes that means the amount of money you can get from selling or buying. Sometimes it means you have to move for different situations. So if you're a buyer right now and you're looking to purchase right now, it actually may be a great time to buy. I know interest rates aren't really reflecting that, but if interest rates do drop next year, this market that's kind of leveling out right now could jump up again, because I think there's going to be a lot of buyers build up once we get these rates down. And when that happens, I think all of a sudden we'll have a boom in the number of homes going to the market, but also a lot of buyers out there ready to buy them once rates go down. But if you buy right now, you could be saving yourself a good bit of money. But again, kind of feel that out. If you have to buy right now, there are homes available. And one thing definitely to look at is find those homes that have been on the market for a little bit. Even some pretty nice homes have stayed on the market a lot longer than we've seen in the past. And so you can go in there, and depending on the seller's situation, if they really need to sell, you can find yourself a great deal right now. I've been working with a few buyers right now that we're finding the possibility of some really good discounts on the sales price of homes currently. Not only because interest rates popped up, less buyers, but also, again, the seasonality, especially right now. It always seems to be a lull in the September, October timeframe. And this is when you can snatch up a good deal. Hope those numbers were helpful for you. What do you think about this market? Make a comment below about what you think is going to happen. Is right now a good time to buy, sell, stay still? Would love to hear your opinions on it. And if you're looking to move right now, a month from now, or a year from now, give me a call, shoot me a text, send me an email. I'd love to talk with you more about making a smooth move here to Atlanta, or maybe you're listing a home and wanting to move out of Atlanta. I'd love to talk to you about that as well. So once again, my name is Jonathan McCoy. If you like this video, you might want to take a look at one of these videos right here. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.